Our mission? Historical research.
Captain, I'm getting something.
Put it on audio.
Unidentified species may also be represented in human DNA.
The Holy Bible speaks about the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of man. It is believed by some that these were the Nephilim, theorized to be gigantic in nature. Arguments have risen in the theological community for centuries as to what the Nephilim were, or if they were indeed the giants that seem to be described. However, what cannot be argued is that Judeo-Christian doctrines are not the only ones to speak of a giant human species. Who were these giants that once roamed the earth?
What the actual mainstream media is calling mystery species of humans.
Between 12,000 and 4,000 BCE, during this deglaciation, what was the cause of the end of the Ice Age? Stories from the local people about a fabulously wealthy Amazonian civilization. With an unusual lighting source, the searches for the city invariably ended in disaster, as did Fawcett's. As David Gran describes in his book, British explorer Percy Harrison Fawcett claimed he had found evidence of an ancient civilization, Barco Centenara, which he called the city of Zed. Fawcett disappeared in the jungle in an expedition undertaken with his son and a companion in 1920. Some of these stones have perfectly parallel grooves into them that are only 1 centimetre deep. If the stones are carved from the hardest graphite, how did they carve the grooves into these stones? What tools did they have at hand? And where did they come from? Could it be the case that they did not do this because it was hard? They did it because it was easy. This site is located at a lofty altitude of 12,800 feet. No trees grew in this area. No one can suggest trees were cut down and used as rollers. So the other question is, how did they transport the stones? The ancient pyramids of Caral predate the Inca civilization by 4,000 years, but were flourishing a century before the pyramids of Giza arrived on the high desert plain of the Nazca region of Peru, beginning over 2 millennia ago. These imposing lines, which reach hundreds of meters, have monumental images.
The great floods and the great cataclysmic events that may have sunk Atlantis, we can only speculate to say that there could be a breakaway civilization that went underground at the end of the last cataclysm. And these beings, some of whom could be giants, others could look just like us or some similar human to us, could be living inside the earth.
You get the Mayans who kind of disappeared. Like there's speculation they may have ascended, they may have gone to a deeper plane existence that we originally came out of. And same with the Tuatha De Danann in Ireland. Like they're said to be gods or fairies or ancestral spirits, but they were originally people. I also see like a lot of legends where people coming out of the sea and coming out of the earth may tie into the Atlantis myth where we've come from deeper planes of ontology. Because a lot of time the underworld does represent a deeper plane of existence.
Anton Park's research indicates that the underworld can also be linked to creation.
That there was a understanding between the new people and the Denisovans that this ancient wisdom, this ancient knowledge would now be carried into the new world.
Than the average modern-day man. And that's particularly impressive because humans thousands of years ago were significantly smaller than they are today. Scientists found 5,000-year-old skeletons of human beings that the archaeological experts say would have been particularly tall and exceptionally strong. They measured the skeletons found in graves in Shandong province, and according to the measurements of the bones at the site, a number of the people would have measured at over 6 feet or even taller, with one man estimated to have been over 6 foot 4 inches. Reporters from the Chinese news